Goldylocks Productions provides professional internet, TV, and radio shows in the spiritual and New Age genre.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Spiritual Insight Show. I'm Reverend Tiffany White Sage Woman, and I'm so very pleased to be with each and every one of you this evening. I know it's been two weeks since I've had a show. Last week was Father's Day, and then the week before, I can't remember now. I think I may have just needed a break. So I think I needed a rest. But hello, everyone coming in, and thank you so much for joining me and sitting in sacred circle with each and every one of us. Hello, Tammy. Welcome. Hello, Julia. Welcome. So thank you, everyone, sitting in sacred circle together. And we are giving and receiving healing, wisdom, and just divine love. And so enjoy this powerful hour of healing, cosmic heart healing. All right. And so whether you're watching the show live or in archives, just know that the energy is still effective as if you're watching it live. Good evening, Chris. I hope you received your package. Let me know. And hello, Sarah from the Three Amigos. Hello to Sarah, Anthony, and Austin. Welcome, everyone. So just giving everyone a few moments, a chance to come in and join the show this evening. And hello, Michael. How are you, dear? So nice of you to take time out of your busy schedule, because I know you're a very busy man, and to sit in sacred circle with us this evening. And so again, like I said, it's those who are going to watch on archives, you're still sitting in sacred circle. Universe, angels, spirit knows who will be present and will, so your spot is reserved. So, good, Chris. Yes. Yay. No, thank you. Thank you so much. Chris won one of the Blessed Bee decks, the Oracle decks, and she lives in Canada. So I wanted to make sure that she got the package. So thank you so much. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful cards and beautiful messages, and so nice. So I'm eating some Brussels sprouts. I love Brussels sprouts. They're so good for you too. And so how do you make them? Okay, and I'm probably going to make everyone hungry. I'm sorry. But Michael, how do you prepare your Brussels sprouts? Do you like them in like some butter or some garlic? How do you prepare your Brussels sprouts? I'm just kind of curious. I love to hear things like this. And I love Brussels sprouts too. So hello, Rachel. How are you, dear? So you never know what you're getting with this show. We just have a bunch of useful information that we share with one another. And so that's the way it should be, right? So in between taking bites, Michael, if you want to let me know, put in the comments how you prepare your Brussels sprouts. It'll probably make us all drool, but but it's okay. So trying to see. I hope the lighting is okay too. It's been very busy too, as I'm sure many of us. It's just picking up the energies, and just with summer and nicer weather where we are in the northern hemisphere, it's you want to get outside and you want to do things, or you get some projects done that maybe we'll put on hold during the winter. And so we have outside projects going on, and then it's indoor projects, and this has been going on since spring, right? And it's like, okay, the office here is next on the renovation list. So you're going to probably be seeing a lot of changes, and that's okay. Oh my goodness. See, Michael, going to make me hungry now. Look at that. I want some. So you flash fry the Brussels sprouts, then put them in a ginger, soy, brown sugar. Oh my goodness, that sounds delicious, Michael. Oh, thank you. Woo! Thank you for sharing that. I have to try that. Or I'll just have to come up to your restaurant in Maine and let you prepare it. Oh, hello, Anthony Rodriguez, aka Walking Crow. How are you this evening? You can catch Anthony Rodriguez Walking Crow's show on Tuesdays, 4 p.m. Eastern Time and 1 p.m. Pacific Time. On Tuesdays, right here on Be Live TV as well. Oh no, thank you, Michael. That was great. Yeah, caw. They're cawing at each other. My crow brother. Yes, please. Oh, I would love to. Trust me. We get up to Maine, your restaurant, and meeting you is on the list. Okay, so most definitely, would love to visit. And yeah. So Anthony calls Tuesdays. It's Tuesday. You get to choose the energies of the day. Do you want to be happy? Do you want to be sad? Do you want to be bitter? You want to be better? So I love it. I love when he says that. But that's on his show, and we're not taking anything from that. So, all right. I just want to remind everyone, if you haven't done so already, just my website information. You can visit my website at whitesagewoman.com. And also to welcome everyone on Spreaker Radio Live. And I will spell out, I'll just make sure, White Sage Woman. It's White Sage, SAGE, woman.com. That's my website. There's a lot of great information there on the website. And also you could subscribe to my blog from there as well. And just I've been writing a lot more lately, making some blog posts and just sharing some things, and just a lot is going on. And I know we all feel it, and it feels like some days it's smooth, some days it feels like you're just juggling, and other days you just don't even want to feel, and that's normal. It really is. So let me see if I've got my notes here of what to say, because sometimes when I start channeling, it's like, forget it. So the full moon is on Thursday coming up. And so the moon is currently 90% waxing. 90% is still a lot. And so we're just going to feel it start to increase even more from now to the full peak at its fullest on Thursday. All right. So hi, Cindy. How are you? Thanks for sitting in Sacred Circle with us this evening. Thank you so much. And so, wow. So a lot of powerful energies. You know, the full moon itself is pretty darn powerful, isn't it? So, yeah. All right. I forgot. I've got to share the video real quick here. It's when you're producing your own show. You just can do it really quick and smooth in the beginning, and then I just got right into it. Oh, but it's all good. It's all good. All right. Now, before I forget this, tomorrow night, and I will try to do a reminder at the end of this show, give a reminder as well. Oh, good. And you. Yes, I am doing well. I really am. And you know what? You know, I get up every morning, put my feet on the ground, and I'm grateful and I'm thankful. And even if you know how when you first wake up, you can have a little congestion, maybe some little aches and pains or whatever. And you just do some stretches, take a deep breath, and I'm grateful. Let's go. Let's get into this day. And let's again, it's all about a choice. You get to choose how you want your day to be. You're the director and producer of your movie, of your life. All right. So you get to decide how you want your day to be. So yes, it's good. All right. So tomorrow night, Monday evening, from 7 to 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time, I'm the special guest on a radio show. It is the I've Got Your Number. She's a numerologist. I've Got Your Number and psychic medium. It's Lewis Martin's show. On Blog Talk Radio. I do believe you go to Blog Talk Radio and just type in I've Got Your Number, you should see it come up. But on the link, it's for Blog Talk Radio. It's Blog Talk Radio / it's Lewis, Lois T Martin, Martin. I think I'm saying Lois, it's a female, Lois T Martin. All right, so you can listen to the interview tomorrow night from 7 to 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And if you are already following here on the Goldylocks Productions page, on my personal page of Goldylocks Temple of Healing, and even friend me on my profile, all that information will be posted. I will share that tomorrow. So you'll be able to click on the link and listen via your computer, or you could just call in. So I just wanted to share you with that. I don't do a lot. I don't do many special guest appearances because I'm so busy. And I'm usually running everyone else's shows and trying to find the time to get in there. So I'm pretty excited about this. And so you can tune into that. It's been a while since I've done radio only. All right. So let's get into the crystal and gemstone of the week is ruby. Ruby. Beautiful ruby. And so I like to use the Doreen and Virtue Crystal Angel cards. Combination of two of my favorite things, crystals and angels, right? So ruby, like, bless your heart. Reach out for emotional and spiritual support to heal and mend your heart. And that's all part of the cosmic heart healing, right? Right there. Ruby. Reach out and share. And isn't that what we're doing right here in Sacred Circle, Cosmic Heart Healing, Ruby? We're blessing each other and ourselves. It's beautiful and powerful. I love that validation, and I love that. So if you have any rubies, or just even sit with that color, the ruby, and you can even maybe just research or Google ruby gemstones and crystals, and you can just sit with that image and still have a connection and just see how that feels. Meditate with that. And if it's meant for an actual physical ruby to come to you, it will manifest. It will happen. All right. All right. So the spirit power animal for the week, it's going to make some people cringe, is tarantula. Now, I'm a weird one because I like spiders and I love tarantulas. I always have. And they don't bite us. I think the whole fear is that they have hooks on the bottom of their legs. So there's hooks. So if they're walking, you can't just grab them and pull them off you because they can hook in. That's where that fear comes in from. Even more, I can't get the spider up. But it's if you're going to let the spider crawl on you, just let it crawl on you. Anyway, tarantula, I know, but it's a living being. And so just thank God, angels and universe, that they aren't, in our homes. So, I mean, unless you're watching the show from the Amazon or wherever they live. Oh, yes. Oh, Sarah, ruby is my birthstone. Yes, that's very, very nice. And, it's interesting. Ruby is, July is the month, my marriage month, anniversary month. And so that's our anniversary stone. So the heart, isn't that beautiful? So it's also for July. 7 is a very spiritual number. So, all right. So back to tarantula now. So It's the ability to shed the outer skin and transform. These are the messages from the tarantula. And I have to tell you, the last week, spiders around here have been very busy, very active. And it's like they always, the weather's changing and shifting, and they get more active. And it's, there's more webs. We have, about 19 arborvitaes in the front of our property. Not our property. We don't really own anything, but the front of our yard. And I'm sitting here going, that was one busy spider, or there's several spiders. But it was very beautiful. I was in awe. I went early morning with when you have pets and you have dogs, they want to go out. So I was out. Dew was still on the ground, and I was looking at the arborvitaes, and every one of them, the first one all the way to the 19th one, had elaborate and beautiful spider webs on each. And I'm like, wow, look what you have created just overnight. I was like, I was in awe at the creativity and the work. And it didn't creep me out at all, because when you understand it's a living being, and that every living being on this earth plane has a purpose. Really, they do. And it's not to creep you out. So, it's like either we want to cuddle them or we're creeped out by them, right? But not all animals want to be cuddled either or touched, and there's space invaded. But anyway, so I was absolutely in awe with that. And just now, it's like every morning to go out and they're on some plant or some tree, and I'm just fascinated with their webbing, and like to go and look and maybe, or we're looking for a sign, a message like in Charlotte's Web. Look, there's a word. Oh, I know, I'm so goofy, but hey, why not? You never know. But so there's always signs, and I know not always an obvious word like that, but hey, you gotta have fun with it. So of course, creativity with the tarantula, of course, making the webs, right? Creating a web, creating your world, creating your reality, and manifesting. All right. Protect yourself with boundaries. And the easiest way to protect yourself is just to raise your vibration. Protection is needed on the 3D. In the third dimension, protection is needed in this lower vibration. When you raise your vibration, when we're in 5D and above, you don't need protection. Do you know why? Because it's only a space of love and high vibration. You don't need protection, because 3D fear and harm doesn't reside in 5D and above. Aha, it's beautiful. So why need protection for something that's not allowed there? That doesn't exist in those upper vibrations. So raise your upper vibration. Bam. And you're protected. If I feel fearful in any way, it's raise the vibration, get out of this state of fear. Fear will trap you. I'm going to use fear to my advantage to fuel, to fuel that I'm not going to stay here. And then maybe even just to feed the fear to my dragon. Here, dragon, angels, I'm rising up above and out of this fear, this worry, this stress, whatever it is, 3D trying to pull me down. All right. Using the environment in a harmonious way to conceal oneself. And have you ever seen that too? They can just almost like camouflage into their web, which of course is I have, again, I've sat down and watched nature and just watched them, and then a fly or some flying insect, get caught in their web and watch that whole process. And it's a beautiful circle of life. It is beautiful. when you realize that death and life is part of the same rod, the same, it's the two sides of the same coin. It's all the same. And I want to tell you is that as we're raising the vibration, animals won't attack animals anymore. I shouldn't say attack. They won't need them to eat. Neither will we, as we are working our way up into upper vibrations in our light bodies. We won't need to consume like we do food wise, and neither will they. When we fell out of the upper vibrations into 3D, the animals fell too. They did not used to attack. They could or hunt each other or anything like that. There wasn't hunter and prey. There wasn't that separation and division until man created it, until man chose to go that way, and we affected this whole system, this whole solar system. We affected this earth and everything on Earth's plane, and even the planets in this solar system. We brought it all down. We did. But it's okay because we're on the rise here. And there's evidence everywhere of this, and I'm going to get more into that in a little bit here. All right, but there most definitely is. And so you all know how much it means to me to and I always say balance, mind, body, and soul. We've got to stay balanced with mind, body, and soul. And it's important. You can't forget any of that. And each time we sit here in Sacred Circle, it's to help with the soul. It's to help with the mind. And, I don't do a lot of talk about body because I feel like if you get your soul and mind working together in a partnership, your body will follow that lead. All right. But those of you who do know me, I am a holistic health practitioner. I am certified in herbal consultations and also certified in essential oils. Trying to remember all these. Certificates are nice. We all bring gifts forward from past lives or from who we are and these healing abilities and modalities. And so it's very important that we are making healthier choices as to what we're putting into our bodies, what we are consuming. And there is right now, but don't do it during the show. There is a great docuseries out on YouTube. It's called The Sacred Plant. They were out last year for season 1. They're back for season 2. The Sacred Plant. I really encourage you to watch this if you can. They're an hour long for each one. I think it's day 4. I watched the 4th video this morning. And I totally know and understand the healing properties of the cannabis plant, of hemp, of CBD, of even traces of THC, the full spectrum. All right, let me say that full spectrum CBD oil has all of that, has everything. I'm not a fan personally of the isolate of just pure CBD 100% with no THC. But let me tell you, that is needed so that everyone has a chance to be able to experience the CBD oil. There's some that can react well to it, and there's some that won't. The reason why the isolate CBD was created is because for those that absolutely cannot fail a blood test. It could mean the end of their career. The military. All right. For those maybe work in prison, UPS delivery drivers, just if you have a job, even civil service, I do believe, you had to be very careful. And even the small trace amount, in a urine or blood test, even though it would be so very small, they don't care. So the isolate is for them to try to let them have some experience too with it, because we do have CB1 receptor in our mind, in our brain, in our brain, and CB2 receptors in our intestines, in our immune center. All right. Our bodies are hardwired to receive this sacred plant. Is exactly what I believe it is, very sacred and divine. And I want you to think about this for a moment. You know, you've heard me talk about how these earth bodies, or these physical bodies, are our earth suits. Our light bodies that are outside of us and that are in the upper vibrations, right? And each time we come into this incarnation and into earth, we get a different looking earth suit, whether it's masculine, feminine, whether it's, you know, wherever you're from, you know, what color your skin, your hair, your appearance, whatever's different. There's all different earth suits. But the thing is that we agreed to come here and live harmoniously with Mother Earth. She is a living being. She has her own mission, so to speak, and she's ascending. And we are either going to ascend with her or without her. All right. Let me see. Okay. I'm going to put this on there, but I just want to say something. We have to be very careful with what words that we use. We have to be very compliant. So there's certain words we can't say. All right. So I'm going to convert what Rachel, I'll put that back up here. What Rachel's saying right here. All right. I'm not allowed to say that word. But I can say instead that it helps maintain or supports healthy blood sugar regulation, or use of the part of your diet to help maintain healthy blood sugars. So yes, it does help maintain blood sugars. There you go. So we just have to, I know it's so crazy, right? Because, you know, I'm not even going to get into the whole big pharma thing. I'm not even bother. I'm not going to give it energy. I'm not just going to, give it attention. No. All right. But we have to take our health and our wellness into our own hands. And I know we were all raised with trust your doctor knows. Your doctor goes through and very old, they're doing some new things. Let me, I didn't go to medical school, so I really can't tell you what they're doing in medical school. But who teaches them about drugs and medications is the pharmaceutical company. Hello. Are there herbologists? Are there herbal teachers? Are they learning about herbs? Are they learning about natural, alternative, or integrated is the new natural, holistic word. They're integrated. Are they learning about integrated, health? They need to, and so they can be frustrated. So they're frustrated maybe. And I tell you, I've always upset and pissed off doctors. Because when you go in there, you should always arm yourself. You should always do research. And now with the internet, makes it so much easier to do that, right? So you should always have this research. And I would always, ask my body, tune into my body. And I converse with the angels every day. Ask my angelic doctors and my angelic committee. And then, but if you don't do that, that's okay. You can feel your body does talk to each and every one of us. Your body will tell you. I mean, when you got to go to the bathroom, right? When you're bloated, when you're hungry, when you're full, this is your body talking to you. So it's important to listen to your body and don't push through. Nothing is worth pushing your body beyond its, I need to rest. I need to do this. And why do we push forward? And it's, I can understand that. I've been there. I've done that. I think we all have, for a job or for what. And it's like, come on, I'm sorry. 10 years from now, I want to have a healthy body. I might not be at this job. You know what I'm saying? I might not be in this particular place, but I want to be in this particular healthy place. All right. And so, and a lot of times we just need to make some changes. We get these signals and these signs, and let's make some changes. So anyway, So the doctors can be frustrated. You go in there and they say something and, okay, I understand that, but how about this? Let's take this spin on it. And I have fired a lot of doctors and then just not, yeah, I'm done with you. Next, okay, well, what about the insurance and things like this? I understand that. And you can most definitely. You can want to pray, ask your angels and guides, help you find the right doctor that's going to listen to you. I just got to the point now, if I have to go to the doctors, I'm going to go in there and I'm going to say, this is a team. I'm looking for a partnership. I need someone who's going to help me because I'm armed with this knowledge. This is what I have. This is what I know. I'm sharing with you. Your turn, go. And if they're too egotistical, I'm out the door. I don't want to work with someone like that. I understand they can feel frustrated. But the thing is that we have to work together. We have to. It's my body. I'm the one that's got to live with it, not the doctor. When I walk out that office, you're on to your next patient. So you have got to make sure that there is some sort of communication between you and your doctor or doctors. And if you're frustrated in any way, shape, or form, you don't have to stay stuck there, no matter what. And let me tell you, I have lived through it through my mother and growing up and watching her and going to the doctors with her. She battled cancer 3 separate times. Started off as breast cancer, then lymph node cancer under the arm, and then finally in her bones. So, I mean, I've heard the egotistical doctors. I've heard all sorts of. I got to the point I was banned from going to the doctors with her because I, of course, told one doctor, seriously, that's how you're going to treat my mother? You took an oath. You took an oath to help, heal, and harm none. And she's trying to tell you that your technique hurts her. That should really make you sit back and pay attention. And instead, you're going to be defend your technique. It's okay, Tammy, because you know what? We all have to go through these things for a reason. My mom's experience propelled me even more as in my inspiration to help everyone and to help others. And to, you know what? I devote my life to this because we got off track and we need to get back on track with this. And you hear about don't give your power away. Well, why do we do it when we go to the doctors? That's the most important time not to give your power away. Don't do it. So I am going to warn you, if you watch the Sacred Plant series on YouTube, find it, Google it. You find it, you will bawl your eyes out, especially when they talk about kids. And they talk about the babies. And but we need to hear that. It's inspiring. I didn't know that Olivia Newton-John's cancer had came back. But she's married to a very amazing herbologist, or he's into herbs. And he grows and cultivates. He is like a legal dispensary or grower for cannabis, and so he's helping her, and it's sad to hear the stories, and you can relate to the pain and the frustration, and it's why? How did we get off track? What happened? It's just been the last 80 years that cannabis was taken away from us, so to speak. All through our history, hemp has been all part of our history. in other countries, and even in this country. And the founding fathers absolutely supported hemp. Farmers, it was encouraged. They had to grow hemp. And I do believe what started it was in the 1920s or 30s, maybe even 40s. The 20s or 40s, there was a cannabis tax. And that started the decline of, and then everyone knew what cannabis and hemp was. And then it whether it was pharmaceutical company or let's make this evil now, they came up with the term marijuana. And it's evil and bad for you, and it's wicked and all this. Yeah, please. Seriously. And of course, that's what you're going to tell people when you want to control the masses. You're going to tell them that everything that's good for them is bad. Hello. Do you trust the companies who manufacture your food? All they care about is making money. They don't really care if their product is healthy or not. Maybe now they do, because let me tell you, we have made a difference in the last 10 years in food and drink. You notice this? We have a voice with our dollars, with what you buy and what you don't buy. And now everyone was struggling to have a natural label, to have something be organic, because we spoke. And, I got tired of losing money. So we've got to come out with a natural organic brand or we're done. Keep doing that. Keep doing that. But the thing is that if we are supposed to live harmoniously with Earth, wouldn't Mother Earth, as a mother, provide you with everything you need to survive? The soil is her womb. And from her womb comes these vegetables and flowers and things that help sustain us. The waters, the food. Oh, hello. Why would we want something that's processed? That's not even real. Doesn't even come from the earth. Of course it's going to hurt us. So just be conscious, be mindful of what you're eating and what you're drinking. And I know it's that they've done it. You've heard it. Sugar's more addictive than cocaine. Sugar is very addictive, but you can wean yourself off. If I can, you can. I used to have 3 or 4 cups of coffee, and I'm going back now, maybe 10 years ago. I used to have coffee like 3 or 4 times a day. It was a third sugar, a third coffee, a third cream. No lie. My husband used to laugh because he's like, I could put a spoon in it and it will stand straight up. Anyway, that's how I would drink my coffee. And then I'm like, do I even really like the taste of coffee, or I just like the sweetness? Aha. And so now I'm down to 1 cup of coffee. I don't even put we don't even use white sugar. I don't have white sugar in the house at all. If you want something sweet, there's agave syrup. There's coconut sugar. It's very healthy, even for those that's got to watch their blood sugar. So it's you can make these replacements. And I put MCT oil in my morning cup of coffee, and maybe just a little bit of cream, and that's it. And at first, it's kind of like, but you know what though? You get used to it. And now, and I did come a certain holiday or whatever, and there's something sweet or candy, and I can't even put a sugar candy in my mouth. I can't finish it. It's like, oh, it's too sweet. I can't do this anymore. For candies and things that are too sweet, you develop that sensitivity. Does that mean, though, I don't like my pastries? Oh, I do, but I have to. You just have to have moderation, and I'll have one donut, or I'll have one piece of cake or a cupcake, or just, yeah, that's good. But I've just watched the frosting, how much sugar is in there. And you can have a taste. I don't believe in denying, but just don't go overboard with it either. All right. Okay. So, I know a lot of us has been feeling, and we will continue to feel. Excuse me, I was taking a sip for those who can't see me on radio. Sip of water. We've been feeling the shifts, and we will continue to feel all sorts of shifts from the earth. I came across something very interesting today. I like to, of course, peruse sometimes YouTube. I saw this and want to share this with everyone too. I'm going to put their website up and then share some information. This is how we are all connected. Now, also too, part of the whole sacred plant and listening to some of the people's stories in their interviews. Let me go back to hold on. I can't drink any type of soda anymore. I just don't like it. It's too sweet. Exactly. Yes. Very good, Rachel. Absolutely. So I'm watching the Sacred Plant documentary, or the docu-series, and everyone is telling their stories. All right. And it's especially like those who have seizures for any type of thing. It occurred to me when I was watching this that I didn't just have extreme migraines. I do believe migraines a dump category. I was on medications, epileptic seizures. And when I heard them go through some of their symptoms, I was like, well, I'll be darned. It's exactly what I was having. It's a misfiring in our brain. And a lot of us have it. But there's different types, or they got to label and word everything. All right. Yes. Anthony, Walking Crow soda, diet soda is poison. People, it is. You're not helping your body at all. Research it. It's there. It can also cause Alzheimer's. It can do texture nerves. I mean, that's terrible, terrible stuff. It's poison. All right. So, a little, my mom's history, or I talk about that, but I also had received, when I was 14, electrical shock. From a camper. Our camper was plugged into our garage, the family home, when growing up, and it wasn't grounded. It wasn't grounded plugs, outlets, and there's a beautiful rainstorm. And every time it rained, I wanted to go out to the camper because I wanted to hear the rain on the metal roof and the thunderstorms. I loved it all, so I would do that. But I also would run around barefooted. So you see where this is going. So after my little getaway of just my night in the camper away from the family, my sanctuary, and I went outside the next morning, the ground was wet. I was barefooted, and I ran in the house to get something, came back, and I reached up with my right arm to grab the metal handle to get back inside, and I couldn't let go. Now this, I lost all concept of time. And I have asked the angels and ascended light beings to help me with how long did I receive this shock for, and they said about 2 minutes. In this time, I felt this beautiful, the light being, whether it's angelic, come right into me, push me aside, and give commands. Now, there's no one else outside, and I'm like screaming. You can't let go, right? Screaming. And then when my brother and half brothers and sisters were coming out of the house, and of course my parents were at home, babysitter was there. So as soon as the babysitter comes out, just like, doesn't know what's going on. And I was a big mouth in the neighborhood, so it was not unusual to hear me run to my mouth or screaming or yelling at somebody. And that's exactly what they thought is, who is she yelling at and getting in a fight with now? No, that wasn't the case. I know, stop laughing. Anyway, I was pushed aside. I actually felt this beautiful energy come in. I knew it was the angels because I always talk to the angels and innocent light beings. And I was pushed aside, my essence of being pushed aside. And I heard this voice. Unplug. I can't even remember the specific words, but they gave instructions on what to do. Go into the garage and unplug the camper. I didn't know what was happening, much less to give those type of commands or how to fix it or anything. They were giving orders was going out on what to do. And the babysitter was like paralyzed in shock, didn't know what to do. My youngest sister actually ran into the garage and unplugged it. And then that was it. But it took about 2 minutes. And in those days, I didn't go to the hospital or doctor for every little thing. I never went to get checked out for that. So I always believed that receiving that electric shock, though, did something hard with the rewiring. So that was when I was 14. Less than a year later, I was at a friend's house. We were goofing off. It was a party, and I got on someone's shoulders, and we were playing chicken inside. I fell off someone's shoulders and hit the back of a brick fireplace with my head. Bam. Major concussion. I don't even remember. It started to, like one of those really horror films, the slow-mo and a drag and all that. All of that. And I just remember I just wanted to go lay down somewhere and just go to sleep. And I didn't even remember what happened. Next thing I know is I'm waking up, I'm in my bed at home. And my mom and dad's like, oh my gosh, are you okay? What's going on? They were really worried. And I'm like, how did I get here? What happened? Fill in the blanks. They did. They said that, I, thank goodness, the house I was over, it was a church youth group get together, and the youth group directors, husband and wife team, they didn't have any kids of their own, but they were the directors. The wife was a nurse, so she knew something wasn't right. So I think they were very careful telling me whether I went to the hospital or not. But I know I was checked out and was told to stay in bed. Once I was cleared and could go to sleep, then I could go to sleep. And I did. I think I slept for like at least 7 days, 8 days. That's so I can understand in sports. You got to be very careful. And any type of concussion, any type of head injury, you need to take seriously. Don't ever just shake it off. So between those two things, between an electric shock, between a major concussion, I know I had some rewiring, because then suddenly the rest of the high school was very hard for me, for concentration, for trying to learn something. And I felt like I was stupid, but I didn't share this with anybody. I was like, why can't I grasp this? I don't understand. I'm having a hard time. And not realizing that how many of us kept how we felt quiet or to ourselves, because for me, my mom, what she was going through, there's nothing I could say. It was about her and keeping her comfortable. And that was my choice. It wasn't I was tried to and was told to be quiet about it. No, I just didn't want to do that. So, yeah, I've had 8 concussions as a teen. Oh, that explains that, Rachel. No, I'm kidding. No. Yeah, serious stuff, isn't it? And so, yeah, we can really come from that. Anyway, so it's Very powerful. Powerful, powerful, powerful. I learned more about myself and watching the documentary, the Sacred Plant. And I always am sitting in some type of holistic healing webinars. There was another great series called the Betrayal series on how we can feel betrayed by modern medicine, and so that's good too. But the one I really am wanting you to watch is the Sacred Plant. And I was just like, fill it in the pieces. There you go. And it's taken so long for me to get to where I am now. In 2008 was the journey of no more medications, and so many, no more medications, and step down. Now, I did not stop cold turkey. I had to go through 5 doctors before I found one that would agree to help me, because he's like, you're going to step down no matter, you're going to get off these meds whether someone helps you or not, right? I was like, right. And he goes, okay, well, let me make sure you're doing it right then. And then changing my diet as I was stepping down, making sure I consumed more greens and green protein, just making sure I ate better, that things that I put into my body, was better for my body. And it's been a long journey, but I am now we have little aches and pains. All right. But from that kind of pain, yeah, I'm pain free. All right. Sure. You go out and you garden and you work a little too hard and you got some little aches. And I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about I can't move. I can't get out of bed. I can't live pain. We're out of that. Okay. And, yes, Kristen, absolutely. Yeah, you protected your mama too. Yeah. I think a lot of us did that as children. We didn't want to complain. And I personally, I didn't want to go to the hospital. I could not. I was too sensitive. I couldn't stand the hospital. The hospital was like Grand Central Station for spirit. It was overwhelming for me. I did not know how to protect myself at that time. And I would wig out. And so I wonder how many of us right now who are watching this, we've all gone through some things that if we were growing up right now as teenagers or as young children, would we be labeled with ADHD, OCD, having some sort of seizures or some type of sensitivity? Would they be labeling us and diagnosing us in a way that we weren't when we were younger? And is that just to drug us up? Interesting thing to think about, right? All right. Well, I want to share this with you is, so I found this website. It's called Magnetic Reversal. I've always been very sensitive to the weather changes. Do you know that's part of it can cause a seizure? Yes, I learned that. And I was like, blown away. Because we're all very sensitive. Does that, okay, so I'm connected to the earth. But if we're not understanding that connection, if we're not embracing the connection and realizing that we're going through these changes, and every one of us is going through these changes. All right. So I'm putting the website up here. It's called magneticreversal.org. I've talked about the pole shifting. They have great information on here. And I'll just give you a little taste of it. Let's see. I'll give you like 9 fast facts. All right. And I can tell you where it all started from. It started in the Atlantean, the first great flood, when Atlantis sunk. All right. And the islands, when it sinks and the poles shift immediately, was because they were very powerful playing with, that time, scientists were wanting to use these sacred crystals and turn on each other and turn on other cultures on the earth. All right. And war, attack, whatever. Right. So that's just the first pole shift. A lot of us may not remember that. We may remember Atlantis Lemuria. We may remember when the pole was reversed. But a lot of us may not remember how the Earth was at that time. So the pole shifted then. Now we're going through another pole shift. Let me share this. I would be in a funny farm because I am called weird. I know exactly. A lot of them want to talk to the hospital either. Oh, anyway. All right, so I'll put that website back up. So the fun facts here, some fast facts from the magneticreversal.org website. The South Pole has already left Antarctica, and the North Pole is racing across the Arctic Ocean. Think that's going to affect us? Darn right it is. 2, Earth's magnetic poles are getting ready to flip, from mission manager at Swarm/ESA. 3, the magnetic field began weakening in the 1600s. In the 1600s. 4, the magnetic field weakened 10% from the 1800s to 2000. Number 5, Earth's magnetic field was weakening 5% per century, but now is weakening 5% per decade. Number 6, as of 2014, the magnetic field is continuing to weaken rapidly. Number 7, magnetic reversals can occur in less than 100 years. 8, do you hear that? In less than 100 years. Magnetic reversals lead to extinction events of the 3D. Don't let this be fearful for you. We've talked about this. Number 9, magnetic reversals may cause biblical floods. I've also talked about this too. I don't know if you can ever find maps. Every time maps are posted on the website, they find and try to take it down. Gordon Michael Scallion is his name. He had a map of what the world would look like, and he put this map out, I think, in the 80s and 90s, and a lot of it, the eastern and western seaboards and Florida, underwater. Biblical floods. Okay? What sank during that first pole shift will rise. Now, what rise and islands that were created from the first pole shift and now we're in the second will sink. Aha! You see what's happening? This whole reversal, that's what that means. Maybe that's what happens to the dinosaurs. Yes. Extinction. Actually, it's interesting. Remind me next week, because that's a whole new topic. Julia, please remind me about dinosaurs. I had a conversation about that with ascended masters, about ascended light beings, about that. My angels and guides, and we went last night and saw Jurassic World, the new one. So let's talk about dinosaurs next week. Julia, help me remember that. Yeah, you remember him, Gordon Michael Scallion. And I have I have the map saved. I just don't know how to show it to you right now because I didn't put it in the folder. So let me see. So moving to the coast may not be the best place. Actually, Julia, remember what was told to you. Not right on the water. 30 minutes away. You'll be fine. But your energy is needed there. Because of this whole shift, this is why people are, I need to move. I need to be in a certain place. I need to be in the right place to anchor in the 5D energies and above, to help heal places and people and situations. So yes, you can. Just those that are right on the water, I would suggest moving a little bit more inland. But this was what I heard for you for that part of North Carolina, Julia, was 30 minutes away, 30 minutes inland, you'll be safe. But it's still nice, 30 minutes to get to the beach. Beautiful. All right. Just don't live right on the water, but you are needed there, young lady. All right. So another great website is suspiciousobservers.com. So check those out. And it's good. It's not, again, please don't be fearful. This is how everything is all coming together. We've talked about this. What's, this whole ascension, Earth is, I don't think people might be thought about, well, Earth is going to be 5D and above. What happens to the 3D? It's going to implode on itself. How does the 3D implode on itself? It's got to have all of these situations, weather-wise, natural disasters, anything to happen to help that 3D energy to leave this Earth plane. It's going to go to another 3D planet that's already been created, and people who don't want to be part of the shift are leaving and in mass amounts and going to this new planet. That does not mean that everyone who is crossing over now is going there. Please don't mistake that either. So, there's a lot of loved ones. There's always a balance. I've talked about this. The energies always have to be balanced, coming into and leaving this Earth plane, going through any portals, so to speak. The energies have to be balanced, negative and positive. And so what you may think are victims, they have to bond with that negative in order so it doesn't just create a rip and tear energetically, which is terrible. We don't ever want that. There's always balance. Okay? So know that. A lot of people are leaving. It's not just the bad. The ones that are keeping the balance, they're so much stronger. It can help us even more, helping us with this whole ascension process. So everything is right on track. It really is. Okay. All right. So we are running out of time here, and I will next week, we're going to talk about dinosaurs. Please remind me about that, because you'll be fascinated by this information. And I will spend some time and give some messages. It's going to be message check-in time next week is what I'm hearing. So do your research this week. This is what they want me to say too, is do some more soul searching, some more research, pick some topics, and whether topics that I've mentioned or things that pique your interest, and whether it's learning more about the sacred plant, watching that docu-series, more about natural health, more about this ascension process, the magnetic reversal, and them now giving proof and evidence that when these earthquakes happen, it affects the Earth's electromagnetic field. There's this beautiful video. If you go there and you watch it after the show, you can go there in a few minutes. And at the end, they're like, and we owe an apology to the 100 people that always knew this, or so, the hundreds of people that knew this, and you were right. That kind of thing. Absolutely. So what I'm saying is that a lot of us are plugged into the earth, and maybe we're not realizing what we're feeling. We're feeling her twists, her pain too. We're feeling it all. And so the best way to handle it is to stay in our love. I'm connected with the earth, and I'm also connected with the divine cosmic heart up in the upper vibrations. Whether it's the tree of life, whether it's a figure 8, however you want to visualize that balanced being. And that's being right here, right now. And just sit with that. And that's beautiful, and that's powerful. All right. Whew. Okay, so next week we will have some more discussions. If there's anything that you would like for me to discuss, you can contact me here on Facebook. Just private message me. You can go to contact me through my website, whitesagewoman.com. Again, be sure to check me out tomorrow night on the radio show, Blog Talk Radio. Go to Blog Talk Radio and type in I've Got Your Number. And it's Lois Martin, Lois Martin. If you just type in her, but it's I've Got Your Number by Lois Martin. I'll be there tomorrow night, 7 to 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And until next Sunday, same place, same time. Thank you for watching and sitting in Sacred Circle with each and every one of us. I've enjoyed this. It's always such an honor in giving and receiving messages. And may the obstacles to your flight be few, and the blessings along your journey be many. Namaste, everyone. Good evening.